What is up, everybody? It's Selena. I'm back. I know I have not made a video in quite a while, almost about a month now. I really like to make videos that I find interesting. I'm not trying to get a video out just for the sake of it. I try to, do the ideas I like. So, yeah, I took a little month off, plus personal life. Got to get things done. So, yeah, thanks for those who've been sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video. As the title says, we will be rating the Life is Strange games. Now, I've talked quite a bit about this series in numerous videos of mine. I'm not going to be including DLC from any of the games. I know they had a DLC after the first one, which was Before the Storm. They had a DLC before the second one. It was like Captain something. I don't even remember. And I've played all of them. And I believe that when you can't even download anymore from the PlayStation Store, then the third one had a DLC where you were Steph, which is one of the characters from the game. And I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with DLC for this fourth one. And I am going to play it, spoiler. But till then, we're just going to kind of rate the first four games. If you are a Life is Strange fan, definitely leave comments down below on what your ratings are. We're probably not going to have the same ratings. I'm not going to dislike you for your choices. Don't dislike me for mine, and if you do, so without further ado, let's get into it. So the first Life is Strange, just plain old Life is Strange, I had on PS4. Now, this game was absolutely amazing, right? This is the first time we were introduced to the series. Max Caulfield, me loving photography and, going to school for that and all those things. She kind of just solidifies that hobby for you. I mean, if you don't have that hobby, that's fine. But just a lot of the stuff that goes into this game, plus all of the murder, every Life is Strange game, if you know the series, has a murder or somebody's dead. Now that I come to think about it, yeah, somebody dies in each game. So, this was the first story, our first introduction to the crazy world of Arcadia Bay. I'm not here to talk about every little game. If you want to know the story, just play it yourself or watch some YouTube walkthroughs. This is for those who already know the story. So basically, I'm going to rate regular first Life is Strange a 9 out of 10. The reason I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10 is because the story was captivating, right? There were moments in the story where I was in suspense and where I was like, oh my goodness, oh my god, like twists and turns. But throughout the series, I have just played better than this. So it did rank it down one rank. And obviously on the original PS4 version, like this isn't the remastered. I haven't downloaded the remastered because I just don't like the way they remastered it. Unpopular opinion, I kind of like the first time they made this. Now, they first made this apparently in 2015, and I wasn't introduced to it till like 2016, late in the year. And so, I mean, it's funny because there's actually a 9 out of 10 rating on the back of the game right here. So it's a pretty accurate rating. I actually did not see that until now, but yeah, the story's good. The story will grab you. The story will leave you in suspense. The story will do everything it needs to. The reason I don't give it that extra as well, just besides a different game taking that rating, but it's just, I think back then too, graphics wise, although it was a style choice, some stuff was still a little glitchy, like if you have the original game. Max's character. Max's character sometimes is just the nosiest thing in the planet, and I think, obviously we all like that aspect of the game where you are clicking on everything, and if you do play these games, I suggest click on everything, look through everything, because there are certain trophies you are going to get, and if you miss them, you miss them. But definitely, I didn't really like the voice acting in the first one for Max when she talks to her thoughts, and it's just, or in her thoughts, I guess. Oh, maybe I should go here. It just is so time consuming, right? I felt like, I'm not trying to say the words needed to be sped through, but it was just kind of too slow for me sometimes, or she's saying things about things that don't matter. And I think that, for the introduction to the series, this was amazing. But there were a few things that moved a little slow, or, things that I just thought didn't really need to be in the game, and that's my personal opinion, but I still love this game to death. So moving on to Life is Strange 2, which is our first game with male protagonists. That came out in 2019. I was so stoked to get that at the time because I just loved Life is Strange as it was, and I was like, oh my god, there's a second one. And I remember buying it digitally because I just, at the time, didn't always go to GameStop anymore. Kind of gave the whole showing up in person up. And so I bought it digitally, but what sucked about that was at the time they were releasing it by episode, so it was agony to wait. But on top of that, we got two male protagonists, they're brothers. There is a murder, and they're basically trying to escape using the border. Now, I do think this game was very strong in the way that they present racism and, trying to make a better life for yourself, all those things. And a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, the people who didn't like Life is Strange 2 either haven't played it, lies, I did, or don't like real world issues in games. That's not true. I'm actually all for that, and I think that it was an amazing take on certain issues in the world. But the reason I give it this rating, which is a 6 out of 10, is because it doesn't let you connect to any of the characters outside of Daniel and... Sorry, I had to look for the older brother's name. Sean. Daniel and Sean. And it's basically, Daniel has the powers, but they just portrayed him as bratty. They portrayed Sean as clueless. And I think a lot of the characters you meet throughout, it was just a mess because you don't get to spend as much time with them. Now, they are traveling and they're trying to escape to not be accused of their father's murder. But you're just kind of passing through, when you're in the trailer park. Those characters don't have as much depth except for when you finally meet his mom, or, maybe when you're with those hippie characters. Again, I haven't played this since 2019, but it's just... you don't get to connect with anybody, and you honestly don't build a strong connection. Yeah, you build a connection to the story, but not to the characters. And I think that's why a lot of people created a fandom, right? Is because you can connect to the characters no matter what it is, right? You connected to Max, Chloe. Some people, believe it or not, there's a Warren fandom. Kate, you really felt for Kate, even though she wasn't, a crazy main character, but she had, she grabbed you by the heartstrings. So I don't really think that Life is Strange 2 did it for me. If I replay it again, maybe I'd see it differently. That was my first round, but it just was not my favorite of the 4 games, and I just strongly give it a 6 out of 10. The 6 is for the storyline, amazing. The other 4 points lost me at character development, character likability, just everything. And I think, again, don't follow my opinions. I still encourage you to play the game yourself, form your own opinion, and who knows, that might be your favorite game. So I welcome that. That'd be amazing if that was. Comment down below if that one was out of the series. And yeah, the next game in the series is Life is Strange 3 True Colors. That game I bought digitally as well, and this was for PS4 at the time. I didn't have a PS5. And when I got the PS5, it allowed me to download the PS5 version. So I did do that, but my 100% platinum trophy is on the PS4 file. So I'm definitely going to do another run through that. So this one is about Alex, whose powers, she gets to kind of feel what you're feeling, right? So if I'm feeling angry and she's next to me, she can not only feel my anger, but it actually will affect her physically. So I thought that power was cool, right? And I guess I should actually go back real quick, sorry. Max's power in Life is Strange, the first one, she can rewind time. In Life is Strange 2, the little brother Daniel, he has like this strength, I believe. Like he could pick things up that are heavy and, injure people. Then you have Alex, who can feel your emotions with you, so hence True Colors, because she can see your true colors. And again, another death is her brother. And you're basically finding out how this happened, because essentially they do give you the idea that the death was premeditated. And it becomes more of a mystery and figuring that out and solving it, as all of these games are. But, I felt a lot of suspense. I can honestly say there was no other feeling like playing Life is Strange 3 for the first time. You get a lot of character development. You get a lot of character bonding. You get so sucked into this game. That's how amazing it was for me. So you can honestly see that this is the game that really ranked the or put the first game into the 9 out of 10 rank. This is Life is Strange 3 True Colors that I give a 10 out of 10 ranking. It was my favorite out of the trilogy at the time, right? Because the fourth one just came out. And my God, if I could just go back to the first time that was released, 2021, it was amazing. The experience was amazing. Very strong story, very strong dialogue, very suspenseful. And it even gave me like a little bit of like fear. But a human fear where you're just fearing humans. I don't know how to explain it. Like when they're just dangerous, you really fear for the characters. So, you know, I would definitely recommend Life is Strange True Colors to all of you, to anyone watching. You know, if you haven't played 1 and 2, that is okay. None of these games you need to play in order. I suggest it, but they're all just different stories. The only thing I suggest is play Life is Strange 1 if you are interested in playing Life is Strange 4, just because we are bringing back the same character, right? So you want a background on her. Life is Strange 1 is Max Caulfield as a teenager, and Life is Strange 4, she's an adult. But back to Life is Strange 3, again, my favorite out of the series. It is just phenomenal. And there's like, I'm running out of amazing words to describe it. Excellent. I'll just go down a vocabulary of very, very highly recommended words for that. So yeah, Life is Strange 3 is clearly my favorite of the 4. The last game that just came out October 29th is Life is Strange Double Exposure. As you can see, Max Caulfield is back again, and that is the same girl. The only thing I have to say, though, obviously these are the only 2 I have physically, and I just beat this weekend. I played it in a whole weekend. And this is Life is Strange Double Exposure. So Max still has the powers to rewind time, but this time she can enter a whole nother parallel universe, which I thought was really cool. And the way they did those graphics, it kind of reminded me of Hogwarts Legacy. The rating I am going to give for Life is Strange Double Exposure is an 8 out of 10. You know, graphics wise, this is one of the best. This and True Colors kind of were the better versions. You know, you got Max Caulfield back. She's basically trying to solve the murder of her friend Safi, but the thing is just the direction it was going in, and there were times I felt suspense, but there were times where I was like, what? This makes no sense. And it was just in all sorts of directions. They tried to pull side characters, and for a second you think they're involved, but then they're not. But at the same time, you didn't get to spend so much time learning about this character, or this character, or that character was just there, and not enough of them was pulled into the story. So it kind of gave me Life is Strange 2 vibes, where you don't really get to get as close to side characters as you would like. But nonetheless, this was a way better story than Life is Strange 2, and I still think it's cool. It goes into that murder mystery thing. But, you know, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me with this one. And I still recommend playing all of them. They're all great games. This is an amazing series. I'm looking forward to Life is Strange 5 if they do have it. But there's definitely going to be some DLC for this game. And, you know, I'm just head over heels for True Colors. So, yeah. So just recap on my ranking system. Life is Strange 1, 9 out of 10. Life is Strange 2, 6 out of 10. Life is Strange 3, 10 out of 10. And Life is Strange 4, 8 out of 10. And there's a lot of people that would disagree with me, because I know there's lots of people that don't like True Colors, but that shows their true colors. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's really all I want to do, is rate the Life is Strange games in lieu of the fourth one coming out, and just the fact that, you know, we're just happy to be here on this strange life. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah. Let me know in the comments if you have not played Life is Strange. If you have, which ones have you played? Which ones do you like, don't like? And if you haven't played it, I really hope I convince you to even take a gander at this series. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next video, which will not be in a month. I have another one coming to you shortly, so definitely stay tuned. And as always, Selena loves Kirk.